Happy Valentine's Day. This is the Cancer reading for the female couple. So the Cancer female in a coupled relationship. So I use an anchor spread, what I call the anchor spread, and I just kind of go through the romance tarot cards and the sexual tarot cards, and we're just going to go strictly love and romance here. And we're going to weed out any problems or highlight any things that might be in the way here. Hopefully give you some clues or avenues to work out things that may be awry. So the first card I get is the Ten of Swords. We have a male here wanting to leave a flower for the female. And the female seems to be sleeping or unaware. So this leads me to believe that now we're talking about the Cancer female here, no matter what the gender roles of the card. The overwhelming emotion here is that we're not really willing to let our partner know exactly how we feel, and we don't want them to know. You know, it's like we feel a lot. You know, there's a rose there, and we're going to put it tenderly, and we have all these emotions, but we don't want them knowing about it. So the Cancer female in a coupled relationship really does seem guarded in a way. It's kind of a interesting feel there. So loving our partner and feeling emotionally towards them, but not wanting to reveal that, not wanting our partner to know that. It's like, I got to get the upper hand. That's my ace in the hole, is not wanting them to know how much I truly feel, that kind of thing. A sense of vulnerability, really, in doing that. It's like I love that person, but I'm not going to let them know how much. And they feel like it's actually saving them something, but in the end, it's really not. You really have to expose that in order to get it back. So as we move on to the sex card here, we have the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is really about getting to know each other. So if we have a seasoned relationship here, it's very guarded. And if we have a new relationship, we're just kind of getting into the swing of things. We're getting into knowing what turns the other person on. So if we have a seasoned relationship, meaning a long-term relationship that we've been in for a while, we may be just getting into the physical side of things and getting curiosity going. And it may have been a long time where this is not discussed. It may not have been politically correct to discuss that with their partner, and suddenly they're opening up about that side of things on a more intimate level. So really trying to get to know the other person, and maybe even opening the door to expanding on those feelings, letting the person in on that, right? So the next card I get in the romance area is the Seven of Canes, which is the Seven of Wands. And really what it is you have like a reuniting going on here, a scenario where people are reunited. So if you're in a coupled relationship, you may have had some distance between you that has brought you to a degree where you're kind of, you know, the feelings of admiration are there. So you may have been away on a business trip or had some distance between you where you reunite, and it's kind of replenishing things, replenishing the passion. Now, the next card I get is the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups kind of throws that off, creates distance. So it's interesting. We get distance that is bridged the gap. And then we have creating the gap, getting distance. So either we got kind of a back and forth energy here of renewal and feeling distance and kind of a bipolar relationship, or we have the Four Cups here where these people are trying to discuss things, but their tools are missing. She's got her cups way up on the pedestal there, and his tools are way up on the other and they just seem to be lost. They don't have all their facilities, right? It's like something's missing here, but they're trying to communicate to figure it out. So that may be just what's going on. We have a relationship here where we're not bringing all our tools to the table, so therefore we're not really getting anywhere with it. Now the next card I get is 21, which is the World. And that is the burden card of this romance relationship. We have the not only the world on our shoulders as a couple, okay, as a whole, but we have, you know, responsibilities on top of that, like children and other things that can get in the way of the relationship. Now this couple is trying really hard to hold their hands, but they also got one on the globe, and then there's a kid on top, you know. So there's a lot of burdens outside of just the relationship that is really kind of having its toll on it, okay? Now the next card I get is the Hanged Man. 12. So the Hanged Man, when we're dealing with sex, that's really taking a time out. So we may have something here where the Cancer female is not feeling like they want to physically give in that area in their partnership. They're just not feeling sexually motivated, so they don't want to give it up. It's not that they're going to get it somewhere else or whatever. It's just they're just not feeling it. They're not feeling it from a core strength of who they are. They don't want to do the physical thing. The next card I get is the King of Pentacles. Now the King of Pentacles is really a strong and sturdy male in his own right. So that could be your partner. And I feel like to a strong degree it is. He really doesn't say much. He's strong, silent type, not going to say much. You know, we can talk, but he's going to listen. You know, and not because he's forced, but that's just who he is. He listens. He doesn't say so much. So you may have a situation where you're not feeling things, but your partner's really kind of oblivious to that. Feeling it nonetheless, but oblivious as to question you about it or whatever. The sexual side of things, to accentuate on the King, is the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is about that karmic tie and the passion and the closeness, right? The things that magnetize a couple together. I feel like that's in the distance. I feel like, you know, you remember a time when it happened. It's not happening now, and, you know, it may be lost on the partner as well. Now, if I move down, I get the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords is really about a mirror. So you may be with a partner that very much mirrors your personality. And I feel like that's no joke. I feel like that's the tie that you guys have, is that there's a magnetic pull here because you both are dealing with things in the same way. Now, meaning the Cancer male had very much, a lot of this is coming out in his reading as well, is stating that we have a partner here that is of equal, balanced attunement to who we are. So if we are not very deep emotionally, not, you know, we're just very happy where we're at, that's the partner that we have, is the same. Now we may be unfulfilled, but we're not talking about it to our partner. So whatever you are exhibiting in your relationship, whatever you feel missing, know that your partner is feeling in a similar manner, okay? But neither one of you are talking about it, so it can't be solved. And I feel like there's a little bit of a naivety, and I maybe don't want to use the word naivety, but there's a little bit of a blinding as to what exactly that is to both partners. And I think once they take the time to figure that out, I think that it could really advance the relationship forward. Now, to expand on the Nine of Swords, I get the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is about connecting. I feel like this is mirror to the Cancer male. But anyway, the Ace of Wands is really about that nurturing connection, that fire connection, that new beginning. That, because I feel like there's an energy coming into this relationship around February that is introducing, I want to get to know more, I want to get to know deeper, you know, but a reluctance to go there and feeling getting harmed. Yeah, you trust the partner, but yeah, you don't trust them that much. But you're going to have to go through that. I feel like this is part of the deepening of the relationship. So the Ace of Wands is really diving into there in a physical way, of being more vulnerable in a physical way and exposing yourself more passionately in a physical way. And as I move on, the romance card I get is the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is really, I mean, we're talking about a Cancer female here, but I feel this is more about the male is really accommodating the female, wanting to whatever you want, dear, and not in an obeying kind of a way, but in a way he wants to please you. He wants to make you happy, so tell him. So he's, you know what, I feel like he's bending over saying, what do you want? And you're going, oh, I'm fine. I'm good. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah. And then just blanking out, you know, not wanting to say what you really feel for hope, you know, fear of being disappointed or whatever. But in the same turn, you cannot be truly happy. You will never get that fulfilled if you cannot come forward with the answer. So I feel like there's an accommodation here from a partner, but the woman just not wanting to say what she truly wants. But that could really be something that could turn things around. Not that things are on the bad. Like I said, you're both seeing eye to eye here, but there's an ability to get the eye to eye up here instead of up here. So the next card I get is the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is really that intimacy card. It's really, oh, we got two of the cards like I attribute to new relationship cards, okay? The Two of Wands is about getting to know someone, and it's almost like, you know, you have that fire between the two. So there's passion, a renewed sense of passion. And you're communicating what drives you, finding out, digging into the mind of the other person. And then the Nine of Wands is digging into the physical end of things and feeling that fire. The fire is still in between the couples. So there's a passion that's here that's wanting to be reignited. And I feel like it's going to be. But it's just there's a fear of that from the Cancer female. There's fear. No, I don't go there. But as they slowly, reluctantly, intuitively go there, without really knowing why, it suddenly opens the door. Now, the next card I get is the Ten of Canes. And the Ten of Canes is really about trying to put your best foot forward. Trying to be on your best behavior for someone else. And I feel like it's the male, again, tending to the female. But I also feel like the Cancer female is very much in that mode as well. She's trying to kind of be on her best foot here. But she's really holding a lot back. Holding a lot back. Holding a lot back. Then the next card I get is the Lovers. So the Lovers is all about choices, right? And I feel like not so much between lovers. I feel like within the relationship, it's about choices I make of things I choose to do with my partner or without my partner. Or the choices I make on how I deal with my partner, how I communicate with them. Am I going to expose my true feelings or not? That's a choice I get to make. And those are the choices that I feel like the Cancer female is really got some things rolling around in her head there that she's got to sit down and think about. Think about consequences with. But not in a negative way. Because I feel like they could be thinking about shutting things down, thinking the worst is going to happen. But it's really the opposite that is going to come to fruition here. So as we move on, I get the Magician. So the Magician is really all those tools. You have all the tools. They're there available for you. You know that you have a certain amount of control to pull that rabbit out of that hat, right? You know how to do it. You know you can be done. And you know you can amaze people with it. So there's a certain sense here from the Cancer female that she knows she's got cards here she can play. And she knows it's going to impress her partner. But for some reason, she's held back on it. But the Magician is that awareness of, yeah, I could do this. So the next card I get is the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups is really that, I want to call it like the fake romance card, because it gives me a sense here. You see these two people, and neither one of them are looking at each other. They look like they're caught up in a dreamland, right? And they're all, but neither one of them, like if it was a real romance, their heads would be together and they'd be like so close. There's something here that is not being felt to the fullest extent. I feel like a relationship here, there's people that may be feeling more than they're exhibiting to their partner, feeling more feelings, not wanting to state that, maybe showing it in the bedroom, in a room, well, not in a romance, in a physical kind of way. They're showing it, but not knowing how to express it in a romantic way, or not willing to express it in a romantic way, or outside of the bedroom. Okay. Some circles, that's okay, but I feel like spiritually, that holding back is just not good. You just need to open up to that partner. The next card I get is the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups, you get a scenario here where these two women are just having at this guy. They're just going nuts. One's beating him with roses. The other one's punching him. And, you know, like, what's gone wrong? Something's happening here. So I think there's a bit of a struggle because we're dealing with the female Cancer, and there may be some, I don't know, this usually doesn't bring out jealousy in me, but because I got the two women in this card, right, it's playing tricks. But I get a sense here that the woman is kind of not wanting to expose her feelings in the relationship, and yet there may be a sense of jealousy within the relationship itself. Like something sparks jealousy or resentment to their partner. But I feel like that's just coming out of the denial to want to express anything forward. I feel like it's almost a bit of a loop that these Cancer females are creating within themselves. Now, the next card we get is the Seven of Cups, and that's another one. That's that dreamy card, right? So either this woman is really not satisfied in this relationship and really in her head dreaming about what she truly wants, but knows she's not going to get. So she's just off in her head, and she just, you know, she's engaging in a sexual relationship with her partner, but she's not truly satisfied because, one, she's not coming forward to discuss with her partner what she does and doesn't like, so therefore cannot ever be fulfilled in that way. And second, or she's just holding back her emotions and not giving her partner anything. And I'll tell you, that's felt on both ends, not just one. And feeling like I have a sense that this is kind of a control issue for the woman. It's like, I'm not going to let him know how much I care. Therefore, I hold the cards. I don't know. This is the confusion. There's a confusion here as to why we're holding back emotions. Really, that's all it is. So the Cancer female couple is in a I would like to know if this hits on anybody, because what's really going on here, it's really confusing. Because there's a relationship. We have a lot of sexual things going on. A timeout. You know, yet a big pull to the partner. Physical, there's a lot of physical feelings, a lot of attraction. It's almost like maybe we went through a rough spot and now we're coming into a better position, but it's really confusing, like a roller coaster ride here. And this is all just through the month of February. So it's really crazy up and down how this is going. So either the Cancer woman is really not satisfied and is kind of taking it out on their partner, or we have a situation where we're just kind of really bipolar and we're taking out on our partner. So there's a lot of stuff I think you need to communicate openly with your partner and not hold back so much, not be so independent within the relationship. You gotta kind of lean on your partner a bit and let him help you out, her help you out. You know, because there's stuff here that's just going all over the place, all over. It's really hard and jumbled to make sense of, but I don't feel like there's any real, I feel like there's anger, but I don't feel like it's because of outside the relationship. I think there's just issues going on and kind of realizing we need to deal with that from an inside edge, but not knowing how or what, or slowing down long enough to figure it out, that kind of thing. Just kind of trudging forward, just keep going forward, da da da. you know, one foot in front of the other, but we're not being mindful about things. So for the Cancer female in a coupled relationship, it's really kind of a rocky road here. And I wish I had some more clarity to bring, but there's passion, a reluctance to admit that passion of the partner. And maybe I'm just getting too many energies from the Cancers, too many Cancers coming in on this reading, that there's too many scenarios. I'm not sure, but there's really an up and down roller coaster. So if you are feeling, you know, like you're on an emotional roller coaster, try and avoid taking it out on your partner. Kind of, you know, go to a friend or somebody that you can trust. I mean, your partner should be that person you can trust, but I get a sense here that you kind of maybe going to blow in that way, like not in a good way either. You know, blow out into the partner and it's not good. You're going to kind of explode on them and they don't deserve it, that kind of thing. So be aware of that happening near the end of February, but nonetheless creating some distance and needing some space. So maybe be gentle in how you take that, because it could be taken the wrong way, and there's a little bit of jealousy or something here, an outblast that just kind of doesn't fit with everything, all the passion that we have. So we got to kind of balance our emotions over February, because there might be some things, and I feel like it's not seen correctly by the Cancer females, not seeing things correctly because she's emotionally up and down. So we have to kind of gain control of that and really give our partner a break here, because he's trying to be strong and stable, but it's hard when you got someone coming at you and you don't know why. You don't know why they're yelling and screaming, and it's really not their fault. That's kind of the sense I'm getting here. So be careful of that. Like I said, if this energy resonates with you, give me a shout and let me know what the story was, because it's really all over the place. So for Valentine's month, take it easy. Happy Valentine's Day. Hopefully that's the good part, the passion part. And then you move forward into the summer and it's better energy. But just try and be mindful and emotionally stable. And it's hard to say when you're frantic, right? Be emotionally stable. Like how? I don't know how, you know? So just a bit of frantic energy here that's all over the place, but nonetheless, hoping you guys have a good month. Take care, have fun, and be kind.